Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. It's good to be before you again. Today, we're going to talk about some of the geopolitical things that are happening that is whipsawing the stock market, though today was not much. We're talking about the S&P down around 1/4%, and the NASDAQ down around 1/4%. That was not a lot. Dow slips, S&P 500 and NASDAQ retreat from records with Middle East peace talks at risk. Now there's a new deadline which extends Wednesday. Now it could have changed by the time I made this, guys. So if it has changed, correct in the comments, but it's now Wednesday. And of course, the president now is ramping up, and Iran is ramping up their talks. You guys know how this go by now, right? So let's look. U.S. stocks fell on Monday after a chaotic week of events, reigniting U.S. tensions, putting peace talks at risk, and leaving investors bracing for more uncertainty. We talked about this already. So that's one of the things that is taking our stocks and our long-term investments, and it's just kind of doing this with it, okay? So here's another headline I want you to look at. Iran war, uncertainty over talks. Trump insists deal to come quickly. So he's saying one thing again, but we tend to see another, and eventually it will work itself out. But until then, we're going to keep our eye on the stocks as the rhetoric on both sides continue. As we could see here, the U.S. State Department has confirmed that Israel and Lebanon will be holding a second round of talks in Washington, D.C. on tomorrow. So they're going to be negotiating. I made a mistake and called another country, but it's Israel and Lebanon, which is another two pieces in the puzzle. Well, Israel's always in the puzzle. That is affecting everything. Okay, so you got Lebanon, you got Israel that was bombing Lebanon, and then you got the U.S. and Iran fighting over the straits. You got the Iran trying to take control of the straits. They have control of the straits. And then you got the U.S. doing this blockade. And we got to understand how much oil has to come through there. And then we have all of these other countries caught in between. And of course, there was a ship that got fired on, that there was a warning shot. Okay. And all of that is spiking up tensions, and the stock market does not like it. But I must say, all of that going on, that stock market did pretty good. This little pullback that we had was nothingville. It was absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, my portfolio was green today. It all depends on what you're invested in. Okay, so I have a few tickers that I want to talk about, and one of those is HIMS. Now, in Money Moves, HIMS has run a lot, and there are some people in Money Moves that will watch this, and you're saying, hey, I want to take some profits off the table because this thing has been on an absolute heater. That's fine. You never need permission from Unc to take some money off the table, or do a haircut, sell some or sell all. That's totally up to you. But Larry, myself, I want to be crystal clear. I'm still holding HIMS, and I believe in HIMS long term. But if you got it at the right price, it's okay to take some money off the table. I'm just letting you guys know that I'm not. Remember, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Even if you listen to me, you got into this stock and you're printing money, it's up to you to manage it from right now. And I want you to do your own due diligence. Okay, so let's look at HIMS. HIMS is up another 7.6% over the last week, 42%. Okay, we did have a little pullback in there, but 42% on HIMS and hers in the last week. Okay, and then we could see that there's some news that caused it to go up. Here you got RFK peptides push helps boost Hims and Hers stock 48% in 1 week. Okay, we don't have a lot of time to go into that. I want you to read that, what RFK said or what he's doing that actually helps Hims and Hers. Now, some people think that it's too much too quick and they are taking, like I said, taking some money off the table. You be the judge of that. But I just believe in Hims and Hers long term, and I believe that this is a stock. Now, year to date, guys, look at this. Year to date, it's down. It's actually down 4.5% year to date, okay? But as you can see, over the last 5 days, we're up 42%. We got into it at the right time, at the right price. A year ago, you're up only 20%, but this was the time to get in. So Hims and Hers is one of those that we have. We also have what? USAR, rare earths. We just been holding. And yes, there were times when we were down red, but we only buy on red days, okay? And today we're up 13%. Why? Because we have to get control of our rare earths, okay? We cannot continue to have China control the rare earths, okay? And we have to, I agree with any administration that brings onshore critical rare earths, right? And things that are critical like oil, rare earths. We cannot allow ourselves to be dependent on the rest of the world, okay? That's just my stance on it. You may not like it, but that's my stance on it, right? So I'm going to keep it going. Look at this. Bitcoin, 76K. 76K Bitcoin. It just dipped a little bit just a few minutes ago. It was at 76K. It's coming up. It's coming on strong. As we could see over the last 7 days, Bitcoin is up 3.61%. There's a lot of naysayers that's coming around saying, oh, you should be out, blah, 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 blah. Again, I've been holding all of my Bitcoin. All of my Bitcoin. Again, some are dollar cost averaging right now. I like to dollar cost average 100 days before the halving. 100 days before the halving. Before you ask the question, I want you to Google, when is the next Bitcoin halving? Okay. And then you could do the math, right? So now, I mentioned ticker symbol USO, and I mentioned getting into a put. Today wasn't that day. Why? Oil didn't rise that much. USO didn't rise as much. Okay. So let's look at the day. The day is up 4.5%, but the time to do the put on it was when it was like record highs, okay? So you're talking anywhere from 135 and above, right? That was the time to do it, even 130. But 121, nope. I mentioned USO and I mentioned XLE, right? XLE, what was the time to do it? Like April 7th was the time to do it when it was 60, above 60, or even 58. Now we're 55 and it has cooled down. Hence, I'm not doing the put, all right? I expected that, or I'm expecting that if oil rises up again high, that's when I do a put. You can still make money on these, but it's just more difficult. To me, it's easier when they spike ridiculously high, and then I do the put based on the taco trade, which has been a 100% printer for me. And I'm looking to do something like this again, where I made 87%, 89%, 94% on USO, where I made 170% on XLE, right? I'm looking for those type of moves, okay? But I'm pointing you guys in the right direction. Can you make money with these? Yes. It's just going to be a little more difficult. Guys, today was the day, again, that we printed yet another masterclass on why you've been losing in options. And if you've been losing in options and you want to learn, that's what we were doing. We have been teaching. I've been calling out plays. I give you the levels a half an hour before the market open. I come and I teach, we learn, and we earn. I'm doing it all at the same time. The market was choppy, and so my first thing was to stop you from losing. That's your first job if you've been losing with options. We want to isolate why, stop you from losing, and then we want to make you a profitable options trader. Come and join us by joining Money Moves and taking some of the classes we have and watch me trade live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, guys? I love you guys. Make sure you join us in Money Moves and come and get this money. And we will see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.